Canadians and Americans work way too much and get so little in return. Consumerism, hyper independence, hyper productivity, individualistic behavior, those are the things that drive our societies and a lot of the people here. And I really think most of the time people are almost indoctrinated. They are conditioned that this is the only way to live and behave. And also at the same time, though, I hear a lot in the media, oh, but diversity is our strength. We love diversity. We celebrate diversity. And this is my personal opinion, but I don't think it's truly the diversity that they like. It's that they can divide and conquer more easily. And because of all this dividing and conquering between groups and demographics, there is no unity. And I see this especially when I talk to people older than me in their 40s or 50s. They embody this crabs in a bucket mentality. So I was talking with someone the other day about free childcare, free daycare for families or folks with young kids. And this person, she tells me, well, when I had kids and when I was raising my kids, there was no free daycare, free childcare. I had to pay or I had to stay with them at home. So no one helped me. So why should my taxes go to help other people? And I'm like, this is exactly the mentality that is causing, in my opinion, so many problems. Crabs in a bucket. If I had to suffer, then you have to as well. And because I didn't get any help, you should also not get help either, which I find so backwards and unfair. I personally don't plan on having kids, but I still think schools should be funded, teachers should be paid well, that there should be a lot of supports in and out of the classroom. I believe daycare should be free. And even if I personally am not going to benefit, I know the research behind it, and I know that many other people will, and that's going to spread in a positive way in our communities. And there's, I find just North American, the mindset is very narrow. So if someone says that they have challenges with money or whatever personal finance things, often the first solution or remedy someone gives is, well, you should cancel your subscriptions. Do you have Spotify? Cancel that. Netflix? Cancel that. I'm like, that is not even going to make a dent. And again, this type of thinking puts the people as the issue. And I'm like, no, I don't, it's not the person. It's that things are not affordable here. It doesn't matter if you have Spotify or not, or Netflix or not. It's the overall picture that millions of people are living through every single day. And yeah, I just find this mindset so unhealthy and not very helpful at all. And then don't even get me started on the car dependency. I know if you live in the downtown areas, it's obviously going to be better. But the other day, I needed to go somewhere. So I looked on Google Maps how to get there. The drive was about 20 minutes. Public transit would have been 2 hours with two transfers. So obviously, people are going to drive or like call an Uber or something. They're not going to take public transit. And then at the same time, I'm always hearing stuff, oh, climate change, this and that. Well, like the car dependency is just so sad. And so many Americans and Canadians are like in a zombie like state. Like when I look around, I feel like I'm in a video game and everyone's a zombie. And not because they want to. Again, it's because as a collective, we are spread so thin. People are working 40 hours a week, often more, and then commuting 1 or 2 hours to that job that sucks the life and energy out of them. And then after work, you come home at 7 p.m., you just want to crash and sleep. So you have no time to gather, you have no time to pour into yourself or other people. If you want to meet up with someone, it has to be like 5 weeks in advance, almost like booking an appointment. Like everyone just stays at home. We don't we don't socialize, and if we do, it has to be like it can't be spontaneous. And I'm sure, well, I don't think anyone's going to even watch this video, to be honest, but I'm just recording my raw thoughts because too much to write, and I'd rather just speak it out. But there there's just there's no also no like pooling of time or resources together to make our lives mutually better. The other day I was on Facebook, and like sometimes the algorithm just puts like random posts even though I'm not in those groups, and there was a woman, a single mom, and she posted like something in the community group. Hey, like I'm a single mom with a child. I'm wondering if there's another single mom out there who would like to, move in together, or maybe we could have some type of arrangement where we share the groceries, childcare costs, and responsibilities, and just have like, like instead of people renting homes and rooms in their own silos, if we're both in kind of like the same situation and we can help each other, why not do that? And then in the comments, this woman was obliterated. People were shaming her and saying how pathetic she is, that she's living off the system and benefits. And I thought to myself, she's genuinely asking for help, or some type of support system, or some type of arrangement that would benefit two parties. But yeah, it's such a North American thing to be like, no, everyone has to have a mortgage and a car or two cars and two dogs. And when we get home, we have no time to do anything fun. We're shoving food in our mouths very quickly over dinner with the phone in one hand and binging in the other very quickly. Like there's just not really time to pause and like contemplate, to be together, to be communal. Even the concept of like drive through to get a coffee, like at McDonald's or most establishments, this is not really a thing in other places. Like it's such a North American thing that you like sit in your car and you drive through to get your coffee. Like you can't even take 5-10 minutes because culturally and socially that's unacceptable. Coffee is like a grab and go type of thing. It's not really it's not really taken as um like a true pastime or a true way to connect with other people. And then the work culture as well. The well, the laws are different depending on like where you are specifically, but often in the first year you're with like a company or an organization, you don't get any time off. You only get time off once you've completed your first year, and that is usually just 2 weeks. And I remember when I worked in the UK, I wasn't taking any time off. my manager was like, you know, you have vacation days or like paid leave, annual leave. And I'm like, oh, I thought I had to be here a year in order to use that. She's like, no, that's your entitlement. Like you can, you can take your days off. And yeah, I'm like, what? Like my Canadian mind was like, what? Just couldn't believe it. And yeah, I'm sure someone might even say, like, there's always a rebuttal to any point, right? And I know folks would be like, well, it's not any better in other places. You should be happy you have a Canadian passport, that you can travel very freely, that you don't need a visa. You know, people are still seeking asylum in Canada and the US, so I don't know why you're complaining. And both things can be true. You can be critical and share your experience and want better, and also recognize the the privileges, and I do recognize them, and what I have, what I was born into. But it's also really frustrating when most people aren't like awake. um and that's on purpose, because the system is designed to keep people in this way of being, this cog in the wheel. That's what the system was designed to do. The system thrives when people are tired, cannot survive, in debt, and struggling. So, but as a whole though, it's so soul sucking, and it just decimates your mental health to see life and society and people that you know in this way. And I think one of the answers, or one of the things that we or I can control even a little bit, is mutual aid. Like, I think that is going to be the, not even the way out, because I don't think we can really do much substantially in terms of the system changing, but getting through the days and weeks a bit easier, and a bit uh, like, to have that freedom, I guess. It has to be through mutual aid, and people bringing their resources together, like exchanging services, exchanging what we have. And like, I take care of your kid, I watch your kid, no questions asked, and just showing up for each other without a price tag, without this sure, let me book you in kind of mentality. Like, I think mutual aid has to be the 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 most feasible option right now. It's either that or leaving. And I know a lot of people, that's their goal. Like, that the Canadian dream and the American dream in 2026 is to get out, or to like get your second passport, your second citizenship, whatever, just to leave. Because yeah, the health outcomes are another thing. I have a friend, and she's looking into getting a second citizenship, and she asked me like, hey, I think it was either a grandma or grandpa, but one of them, they were born in Ghana, and then they came to Canada. And she's like, should I be looking into this? I'm like, yep, absolutely. Because you just never know, right? Like, you need to, it's all about building options, because the system's not going to help us, the system's not going to save us. We're all left to, like, we're all alone. So we need to do what we got to do to make it through life. And like, we all want to minimize our pain and suffering. And yeah, why not get, like, if you can get a second passport or citizenship, I mean, go for it, because you just never know, right? Like, you might be 25, 30, even 40 years old, but you don't know what'll happen when you're 60, 70, and that having that citizenship or that option could open doors. But yeah, for a lot of people, obviously that's not an option. Like, it's just, so many factors. But yeah, I really think mutual aid is going to be critical here. But the other issue is finding people who are willing to, who understand mutual aid and want to also contribute is so hard. But yeah, I'm just tired of the lack of cohesion. Everything is just very fragmented, and lots of conflict and tension, especially right now, but nothing new there. I just, day by day, that's what I keep telling myself, what I keep telling other people, just day by day. And it's hard to resist, but I think resting is an act of resistance. And even if it's a few minutes, a few moments, a few breaths, we 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 gotta prioritize that until something changes, but it won't. So self-care, mutual aid, another citizenship, um, because my opinion, yeah, it's going downhill fast. And yeah, that's it.